How many of you worry about something every day? Well, I worry about different things at different times. When I worry, I fidget my hands, my head starts hurting, and it even messes with my ability to focus. The biggest thing I worry about is summative tests because I'm afraid that I'm going to get a bad score. Once I did get a bad score, and worrying did not help much. In my opinion, worrying feels negative, as if something's nagging at me. I try to ignore it, but I can't. I know many of you know this feeling as well. This is why I want to share some tips to help you overcome them. Now, worrying is something we do in our daily lives. So what are the benefits and disadvantages of worrying? One of the benefits of worrying is that worrying can express your kind feelings to others. If you're worried about a hurt or depressed friend, worrying about that person can show you that you're caring for that person. Another example is that worrying can prevent bad things from happening. Let's say you're going on a road trip and you imagine all sorts of bad things happening. Imagine those disasters make you prepare for what might come. On the other hand, worrying can cause distraction. Furthermore, worrying can affect you both mentally and physically. It can affect you physically by having a high blood pressure, stroke, insomnia, muscle tension, and more. And it can affect you mentally by anxiety, depression, sleeping problems, and more. There are several ways to help you overcome them, and the first tip is to create a worry period. First, choose a time and place. Then, write down your worries. This way, your worries will lose power. Third, go over the worry list. This way, it's easier to develop a more balanced perspective, and it's effective because it breaks from the habit of dwelling on your worries when you've got other things to do. The second tip is to take anxiety therapy. Anxiety therapy, unlike normal therapy, covers more of the symptom. Anxiety therapy can help you uncover the underlying causes of your worries and fears, look at situations in a new, less frightening way, learn how to relax, and develop better coping and problem-solving skills. Therapy can give you the tool to overcome your anxiety and teaches you how to use them. The third tip is meditation. Meditation is a good way to deal with your worries because it brings your mind back to the present. To meditate, first find a quiet environment. Then, sit on a comfortable chair or cushion with your back straight and your hands on your upper legs. Breathe in through your nose and let the air downward into your lower stomach. Let your abdomen expand fully. Breathe out through your mouth while focusing on an aspect of your breathing. If your mind starts to drift somewhere, bring back your focus back to your breathing with no judgment. Try to meditate 3 to 4 times per week for 10 minutes per day. The fourth tip is listening to music. Listening to music can help your mental health. In fact, 57% of Americans say that listening to music helps their mental health more than watching TV or doing exercises. Now, different types of music has different effects on people. Faster music makes people more alert and concentrated, and an upbeat music makes people more optimistic and happy about life. And a slower tempo music makes people more relaxed and soothed while reducing their stress. In fact, research indicates that music around 60 beats per minute will synchronize with the alpha brainwave, which has frequencies from 8 to 14 hertz or cycles per second. The alpha brainwave is created when you are happy or relaxed. The fifth tip is reading a book. A 2009 study at Sussex University found that reading can reduce your worries up to 68%. This method works faster than any other method because your mind is invited into the literacy world of books, where there's a space for your mind to relax. In order for this tip to work, there are 3 things that you must follow. The first tip is that the book you choose doesn't need to be a bestseller book. It must be a book that captures your interest. Secondly, The book must be something you enjoy. For example, let's say you picked out the newspaper. When you read the newspaper, you see something terrible has happened. It's gonna make you feel more upset and worried instead of being the opposite. Lastly, write down your feelings before and after you read the book. This way, there's a difference between your feelings before and after you read the book. The last tip is to play with a puppet. A puppet is a fidget toy, which is a toy to keep a person's hand busy while keeping their mind engaged and focused. The repetition motion of pressing the bubbles can be calming and soothes while releasing the stress of the day. In addition, puppets create dopamine, which is a molecule that is created when you are happy, satisfied, or relaxed. This is a really good anxiety reliever, especially when the amount of dopamine outweighs the amount of your worries and fears. In conclusion, worrying is a memorable part of our life. It has benefits, such as preventing bad things from happening, and disadvantages, such as causing illnesses. When these illnesses happen, there are ways to help us overcome them. Now, don't let worrying ruin your life. Enjoy the present. Thank you.